This evening, first, police are investigating a tragic accident on the new Mandela to Eccles interlink. Stay tuned as we bring you more on this developing story. Next, President Dr. Muhammad Irfaan Ali underscores Ghana's potential in food production and export. We'll delve into how these initiatives could save Guyana over $60 million annually by 2027. Then, Minister Wanij Waldron urges tourism stakeholders to prepare for a surge in visitors during the ICC World Cup and Cricket Carnival. We'll discuss the measures being put in place. Also, the People's National Congress reform is moving forward with plans for its Congress and internal elections set for June 28th to 30th. We'll provide updates on the preparations and the candidates vying for leadership positions. And finally, despite the passage of a controversial tax bill, protest continues in Kenya, leading to several fatalities. Demonstrators are determined to stop President Ruto from signing the bill into law. We'll bring you the latest on this ongoing crisis. Stay tuned for these stories and more coming up on tonight's broadcast. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for June 26, 2024. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, police are investigating a fatal accident on the new Mandela to Eccles interlink, Heroes Highway Western Carriage, around 11:15 p.m. on Tuesday, June 25th. The deceased has been identified as 54-year-old pedal cyclist Klaus Griffith. The accident involved motorcar HD 1646 driven by 27-year-old Dexroy Fredericks from East La Penitence and Klaus Griffith, a security guard from Nelson Street, Mucka East, Bank de Marano. According to the driver, he was traveling south on the Eastern Carriageway when Griffith suddenly rode into the path of his vehicle. Fredericks applied brakes and swerved to avoid the collision, but the car still struck the pedal cycle. The impact flung Griffith onto the car's windscreen and then onto the road, where he was dragged about 200 feet. He suffered fatal injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene. His body was taken to the Memorial Gardens Funeral Home for post-mortem examination. Meanwhile, a breathalyzer test confirmed that Fredericks was not under the influence of alcohol. However, he is currently in custody, assisting with the investigation. On a different note, Ghana's agricultural strength was highlighted by President Dr. Muhammad Irfaan Ali as he emphasized that the country's true strength lies in its ability to produce and export food. Speaking at the New Guyana Marketing Corporation's annual award ceremony, he highlighted the government's agricultural plan, which aims to reduce food imports and save money on corn, soybeans, and shrimp. By 2027, these efforts are expected to save the country over $60 million annually. President Ali stressed the importance of producing high-quality, well-packaged products for regional and international markets. He encouraged agro-processors and exporters to use the food processing facilities provided by Ghana Marketing Corporation and announced plans to establish more agro-processing hubs across the country. Minister of Agriculture Zulfikar Mustafa highlighted the need for local producers to add value to their products to gain international recognition. Since 2020, the number of agro-processors has more than doubled, with new facilities and shop corners established to supply the industry. The government has invested over $468 million in agro-processing facilities and equipment to boost the sector, showcasing the potential of Ghana's agricultural entrepreneurs. Moving on, the People's National Congress reform is forging ahead with plans for its Congress and internal elections scheduled for June 28th to 30th. According to Congress Administrator Sherwin Benjamin, preparations are on track without any foreseeable obstacles. Vincent Alexander has confirmed his role as returning officer for the Congress, overseeing an estimated maximum of 1,300 delegates. Benjamin affirmed that logistical aspects such as security, traffic management, catering, accommodations, and venue beautification have been finalized well in advance. Despite the resignation of General Secretary Don Hastings Williams, Benjamin expressed confidence that the Congress would proceed as planned without significant disruptions. He noted that all submitted motions and inquiries have been forwarded to Attorney-at-Law Basil Williams for review. With the top position for leadership of the People's National Congress reform hanging in the balance, Leader of the PNCR, Aubrey Norton, on Monday last secured the highest amount of nominations with some 177. Amanza Waldon Desir, 9 nominations. Royce Ford, 20 nominations. Walter Lawrence, 1 nomination. Gary Best, 2 nominations. Carl Greenwich, 4 nominations. And Simone Brooms, 2 nominations. Stick around when we return. Ministry of Health launches eye testing and spectacles program, and the Tourism Minister urges stakeholders to prepare for increased visitor arrivals.
Experience more than award-winning speed.
Way more.
Get the best that LTE has to offer on Digicel, officially the fastest mobile network in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the best mobile network in Guyana. With the best LTE experience and the fastest data speeds, experience it all with Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl, forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. It's Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, direct seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Juanita Waldron, has called on stakeholders in the tourism sector to prepare for an expected influx of visitors. Speaking at an engagement session at the Artichon Convention Center, Minister Waldron highlighted indicators showing a surge in bookings for the ICC World Cup and Cricket Carnival periods, with high visitors' arrival anticipated throughout the year. Minister Waldron emphasized the importance of improving customer service, enhancing facilities, and implementing effective marketing strategies. She also stressed the critical role of businesses in maintaining professionalism and hospitality to leave a lasting impression on visitors. Tourism is a crucial income earner, and the government aims to maintain a steady influx of visitors each month. Quarterly meetings with tourism stakeholders will be held to foster transparency and collaboration and support tourism. In other news, last Wednesday, the Ministry of Health launched its eye testing and spectacles program to provide essential eye care services to specific age groups in need. The initiative is available to individuals under 18 years old and those 65 years and older. Under the program, eligible individuals can obtain a $2,000 voucher for eye tests at selected optical centers across the country. If the eye test indicates a need for spectacles, patients can receive an additional voucher worth $15,000 to cover the cost of the eyewear. To claim the $15,000 vouchers, patients must present a prescription from their optometrist stating the need for spectacles. For more information about the program and details on where vouchers can be obtained, interested parties can call 227-4357. Don't go away after the break. Pulse calls for anti-doping reform. More decorated Olympians appear before Congress. And Kenyan police contingent arrives in Haiti as protests roar in Nairobi.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Iterimban, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you who don't know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, jerk seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Grenada's parliament has approved an amendment to the 1968 Firearm Act, significantly increasing fines and imprisonment for visitors failing to declare firearms to customs. The fine was raised to 50,000 EC from 1,000 EC, and the prison sentence will increase from 3 months to 6 months. The new legislation takes effect on August 1st. Leader of Government Business Phelps Telford and Finance Minister Dennis Cornwall emphasized a zero-tolerance policy towards firearm offenses. Cornwall warned non-nationals against illegal firearm trade, noting a rise in related violence and the government's readiness to expand prison capacity to enforce the law. Kenya is heading a UN-backed international force tasked with containing the gang that control most of Port-au-Prince. However, foreign forces have a troubled history in Haiti, Al Jazeera's Teresa Bow reports.
He has been displaced several times in the past year. Darmiti Hussein was a bus driver and was injured during a recent fight between rival gangs that now control most of Haiti's capital. He's now living in a government building, unable to go back home.
I am hoping international forces will come to Haiti to disarm the gangs so we can have a life once again. But if they are going to come here to do what the United Nations did in the past, I hope they don't.
The United Nations Security Council has authorized the deployment of a multinational security support mission to Haiti to assist the Haitian National Police in their fight against criminal gangs. Kenya has volunteered a police contingent that will lead the mission, but it's not the first time foreign troops have been deployed to Haiti. Since the early 1900s, there's been at least 3 foreign interventions, including a decades-long occupation by the United States. The last foreign force to leave the country was a UN stabilization mission known as MINUSTA, which was deployed in 2004 after the removal of President Jean-Bertrand Aristide. Most Haitians associate MINUSTA to a cholera outbreak that killed at least 9,000 people. The outbreak was linked to a United Nations peacekeeping base. They also relate it to sexual abuse.
I would like to see forces come and help us go back to our lives. I don't want them to come and rape women, but to help us.
Since the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in 2021, Haiti has been in chaos. Nearly 400,000 people have been displaced by violence, and almost 3,000 have been killed this year. A transitional presidential council was set up last month to hand over power to an elected government by February 2026. But the country needs to be stabilized first.
We've seen this cycle throughout Haiti's history, right, of these repeated foreign interventions and whatever sort of short-term gains they might provide. They've always sort of undermined the long-term consolidation of a sovereign democracy in Haiti. And ultimately, it's that weakness of the state, the lack of a social contract, and the lack of a representative government in Haiti that perpetuates this cycle. And so we see how these things interrelate and perpetuate one another. And, sadly, it looks like that's more of the same coming.
Haitians say they need the violence to end and are hoping things will be different this time. Teresa Bow, Al Jazeera.
Kenyan MPs may have passed the controversial new tax bill, but protesters are still determined to make their opposition clear. A number of people have been killed during a dramatic day of demonstrations. Protesters say there's still time to stop President Roux from signing it into law. Al Jazeera's Zain Bashravi reports.
Within hours of passing a despised new tax bill, Kenya's parliament was overrun by angry demonstrators, fulfilling a promise to occupy parliament. Many politicians were forced to evacuate or shelter in the basement, parts of the building set on fire. President William Ruto may have got what he wanted by raising taxes to pay mounting national debt. But demonstrators made it clear he will find it difficult to collect.
The youth are here because they're crying for their future. Yes. Our future has been sucked and eaten by Ruto. Yes. We want to condemn the tendency of Ruto of increasing taxes and reducing jobs. Another thing that I want to say, Kenya is a country of paradox. The more you learn, the poorer you become.
During the course of several hours, the crowd swelled from dozens to thousands, overwhelming police and pushing them back, eventually breaking through their lines.
as these protests continue to escalate, so does the pressure on the government. What the protesters here want to say is they want to send one clear message to the government today. No matter what happens in Parliament, no matter what happens in the halls of power, no matter what decisions are made, they will be the ones to decide the future of their country.
These protests are unprecedented. Demonstrators say they have 2 weeks to make sure the president does not sign the new bill into law. And if leaders won't listen to them, this is how they plan on making their voices heard. Kenya is now in uncharted territory. No leaders, no politics, just young people who want jobs, freedom, and a future free of corruption and mismanagement that they say are relics of the past. And they are angry, unafraid, and determined to make change. Zain Basravi, Al Jazeera, Nairobi, Kenya.
Olympic swimming champion Michael Phelps has called for urgent reform of the World Anti-Doping Agency. He told U.S. Congress that he's lost faith over the handling of alleged doping by the Chinese swim team. Al Jazeera's David Stokes reports.
The most decorated Olympian of all time, Michael Phelps, testified before Congress on Tuesday and delivered a damning assessment of the global fight against doping.
Like right now, people are just getting away with everything. You know, there are people who are still testing positive. They're still having the opportunity to compete internationally.
Right.
What?
This follows revelations that 23 Chinese swimmers tested positive for a banned substance ahead of the last Olympics in Tokyo. But WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, still allowed them to compete. 5 of them went on to win medals, and 11 are set to feature at the Paris Olympics next month.
I mean, you heard the schedule that we have to give every hour of every single day. They have to know exactly where we are. USADA knows exactly where we are. And again, we are okay with that. If everybody else is doing that, then that's what I want, right? I want to be able to stand up to the block with somebody next to me and be like, all right, cool, this is me versus you. It's not me versus you and 7 other drugs.
WADA accepted China's explanation that the 23 athletes had ingested the banned substance through contaminated food at a hotel. It said COVID-19 restrictions at the time also prevented a more in-depth investigation. Several experts have questioned their response, including the head of the US Anti-Doping Agency.
They should have immediately, provisionally suspended the athletes, take them off the playing field. That's mandatory under the rules. That was not done.
Phelps has retired, but still carries significant weight in world sport, having won an unmatched 28 medals, including 23 golds. He expressed his frustration that nothing has changed since he last appeared before the same subcommittee 7 years ago to discuss WADA's handling of Russian state-sponsored doping.
I outworked any single human on this planet, and that's a fact. And that's why I got the results that I got. And for me, I don't want kids growing up thinking that it's only doping and cheating where you're able to do these unfathomable things.
WADA's president declined an invitation to appear at Tuesday's hearing, saying they don't want to get dragged into a political debate between the US and China. They deny any wrongdoing, but an independent review into their handling of the China case is ongoing, with 30 days to go until the Paris Olympics. David Stokes, Al Jazeera.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's it, TV2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.